Welcome to ECU Flash Training Part 25. In this video, we're going to take a look at working with our Virtual Dyno software. Our Virtual Dyno software is going to allow us to plot horsepower and torque production of our engine without a chassis dyno. It's a free third-party software that we can use our data logs that we've captured in our EvoScan and import them into the software to generate horsepower and torque production. So all the benefits that you have with a chassis dyno, being able to measure timing changes or boost control changes or MIVEC changes, you can now do with this particular software. We're going to go over the do's and don'ts using the software. Without further wait, let's jump into our video so we can check this out.
Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at working with our Virtual Dyno software in conjunction with our Evo 10 applications. Our Virtual Dyno software can give us horsepower and torque registration from our data logs that we're already capturing in EvoScan. So it's going to be a part of the calibration process if you don't have a chassis dyno that you definitely want to get accustomed to working with so you can see and measure the changes as you're doing your tuning. So if you make a MIVEC change or a boost control change, or if you're making a spark timing change, just as you would on a chassis dyno, you can see the before and after and figure out if you're going maybe too far with the spark timing, maybe you're not gaining anything, or as you're going in and changing your MIVEC, you might not gain any kind of spool. It'll plot it just as it would on a chassis dyno. But there's a whole bunch of things we need to know in order to make sure the Virtual Dyno is going to work right. And the first thing we're going to do is learn how to install it on our laptops. If we go here to our internet browser and type in virtualdyno.net, it'll redirect you to this particular page here. It's barnhill.bitbucket.io. The name here seems like it might be suspicious or fishy. It's okay, it's safe to use and download from. We're going to go here to the Download Now button and download it and allow it to install onto your laptop. It's really simple. I've already installed it onto my laptop. Let me minimize this. We can see this is going to be the shortcut icon right here on the desktop. I'll double click here and allow it to open up, and we're going to go and open up some data logs and start to work with this. Now if I go here and click Fully Open, if I go up here to File and I go here to Load Runs, this is where we're going to load a data log that we've captured in EvoScan. Now the data log has to be of a full throttle pull. There's some things that we need to know about capturing the data logs I'm going to talk about here in just a few minutes. I have a few examples that we're going to take a look at here. So if I go to Load Runs, I'm going to go in here to my Documents folder, EvoScan v2.9 into Save Data Logs. This is where I have all my saved data logs. We go here and I have two different wide open throttle pulls that I've captured. We can see Watt Pull 1, Watt Pull 2, Evo 10. These are full throttle. So there's going to be a couple things we need to capture within the data log, which is going to be throttle position, has to be at 100%. It has to be engine RPM, and it also has to have a time stamping. The Virtual Dyno works off acceleration rate, or how quickly the car accelerates over a certain amount of time. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's go here and grab Evo 10 Watt 1 log. I'll go here to Open. And we're going to find in the left pane here under Open Runs, it's going to show that it's opened this up. Now it recognizes the file type here as EvoScan. We can see the checkbox is showing here EvoScan. The Virtual Dyno software is compatible with 30, 40, 50 different kinds of software and data log files. Everything has to be in a .csv format, but when it's a supported particular application here like EvoScan, it's going to register it. We can see that right there. It recognizes as an EvoScan data log, so that's going to be one thing I wanted to point out. Now the next thing we need to do is jump here into Car under our drop down. This will allow us to go in and take a look at this. Let's go here to Mitsubishi, and we're going to grab here under Evolution and go down towards the bottom here under our Evolution 10 MR. Now that's the particular log that I'm working with. This is the same vehicle that we're using in our course. So this is what I have at my disposal, and that's what I'm going to be grabbing here. So if you have an Evo 10 GSR, you'll select that option. If you have an MR, you'll select this option here. So let me go and grab Evo 10 MR and double click here and allow that to open up. Now there's a few other things we need to go in and put in here. So we have to go to and signify which gear we're doing our pulls in under wide open throttle driving. Now in this case I did third gear pulls. You could do third or fourth. That's going to be relevant here for taking a look at your Virtual Dyno plotting. So I'm going to go here and grab my gear and plot it as my gear 3 because that's what my gear that I did my pulls was in. We find we have our tire height. This is going to be based around the stock tire height or tire diameter and all the tire specs that Mitsubishi would have put onto the vehicle.
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.